Hi, I'm Johnna
And I'm Aaliyah, and welcome to Lit and
to Lit
Loud.
and Loud.
We're back, baby.
I said that way too late. I feel it in my bones.
It was real late in my ears.
It's hard because, like, in my head, I'm like, I'm going to line it up. And then it's hard to speak early.
It is, because you feel like also you're interrupting someone, so we're getting better.
We aren't, but we
Mm.
can tell ourselves we are.
Oh, that's real. Gotta get a seltzer on deck.
I, I'm about to text Gabe and ask if he wants to crack a beer.
You might need it. I know there's a crash out impending, so I'm ready.
I will tell you about the crash out of what has transpired in the last couple hours of my life. So if you know me, if you love me, you know I have tried for 3 years to get tickets to go see the Savannah Bananas. I have tickets to go to the Saturday game at Yankee Stadium.
Yes, you do.
Well, I did. I got an email today that
No.
because of the rain, they are rescheduling the game to tomorrow, Friday,
A Friday?
with 26 hours notice to people attending.
Ugh.
I am traveling with people that live in not here. One of them lives in Philadelphia. They were traveling into the city. We all had bus tickets in a non-refundable hotel room for Saturday night.
Crash out.
So I texted Leah. I was like, here's the deal. I have a crash out impending. And
No.
I'm going to wait till the pod. So with 10 minutes left in my workday, I get an email saying, hey, we moved the game to tomorrow. I work
Guys.
tomorrow. I cannot just
Yeah.
drop I think they're really underestimating what a destination Yankee Stadium is. And like, it takes me hours to get, like, it's just not an option for me to, in my party of 4, to drop
No.
everything and get to Yankee Stadium tomorrow. And the game's at 7:30. So like, if someone gets out of work at 5, that leaves you 2.5 hours.
2 hours.
Absolutely insane. And I understand they can't control the weather. I get it. I'm not expecting them to. What I do wish they would do is say, hey, you get first dibs next time we're back in town, and not
Yes.
make me lottery again. So
Yeah.
I called my friends we were traveling with. I'm like, what the fuck do we do? Because, like, no normal person can take the day off work on 12-hour notice, you know?
No. Are you still
So
going?
we are not going to the game tomorrow. I have purchased tickets for Sunday's game resale, but they have it's like a 1-in 1-out ticket resale situation. So the tickets are face value tickets. Gabe just purchased them. I set him up on, that's why I was late. I had to set him up on his computer
Me
under
too.
my account because I'm verified. And I was like, you have to just click around until someone resells tickets. So we actually have like killer seats
Oh, good.
behind third base now. They're better than they were. They were only $20 more than our existing tickets. If I cannot resell the existing tickets through the ticket platform, they will refund us, which is good. It is, again, it
Okay.
is supposed to rain. I understand they can't deal with the rain, but this means the people that we are traveling with can't come anymore because they can't take work off Monday, and we won't be getting back to where the bus is dropping us off till like 11 o'clock. And then that Theo would have to drive back to Philly. So we lost our 2 travel companions, and I'm just so
Oh,
frustrated with the situation and so
and they won't just
upset
for a
with
little
like the
rain.
whole thing. No. So I'm just, and then we're taking a bus because we don't want to drive in park. We have to move the bus ticket. Like, it's just like compounding issues. The bus, the non-refundable hotel. And it's, yes, we will get the ticket money back, but the tickets are $40. It's the cheapest thing. What about my
Mhm.
$300 hotel room? What about,
Right.
the $100+ bus ticket? I just,
No. Well, I'm glad you pivoted. I know you're never going to give up, but that would have set me off for the evening, and then I'd have to reconvene tomorrow, which my solution would have also been, what do we do? There's no. Ugh. Well, I hope
Yeah.
Sunday's game
So
turns it.
me too. We are still going to the city on Saturday with the original bus ticket because the hotel's non-refundable. So we'll be able to get there. We'll get there at like 3 o'clock, go out to dinner, and like have a little evening, which should be good. And then, yeah, it's gonna be okay. I'm so frustrated. I waited so long for this, and like
I know.
this has turned into such an ordeal, which is really frustrating. And the other thing is, the comments got so mean so quick, they had to turn them off
So no one can ask
because,
questions.
but like, this is happening to everyone. Like,
Yeah,
I
guys.
understand they didn't want to do this, but reschedule for a couple weeks. Like, give me any chance to pivot.
A day before? A day
26
before.
hours notice is not it.
Yeah, that's just not. I've never had that experience. Like, that's just insane. I can't imagine thinking that people can pivot that quickly. And also that people aren't traveling into the city to go to Yankee Stadium to see you.
Right. So they sent this thing and they were like, to keep it fan first, we aren't going to perform in the rain and all this shit. And it's like, okay, asshole. I hear you, but come on. Like,
Ugh.
I get it. I do. I understand that, like, this was no one's ideal resolution. I get it. But, like, promptly fuck off. Like, that is just so little time to
Yeah.
attempt to turn this whole thing around.
I have empathy, but then I'm also like, you could have done this a little better. And I know there's schedules and I know they're moving and shaking and they're going city to city and doing what they need to do,
Right.
but also it's inconvenient for me as a fan. Like at that point, we need to again reschedule in the future when it's applicable. This is insane. 26
Right.
hours
And
is insane.
that was really my resolution would be like, hey, you know what? Next time we come back to Yankee Stadium, we'll give you first dibs. Not an
Exactly.
option.
That would have been appropriate. Ugh, I hate
So
that for
I've
you.
had a very stressful 3.5 hours. I
It's okay.
just, it's okay. It's resolved now. We have really great tickets. We went from the 300s in the outfield. I don't know anything about baseball, so if you're listening to me talk right now and you're like, this woman sounds stupid, I am. We went from the 300s in the outfield to the 100s, like right behind third base
Hell yeah.
for
So like
$20 more.
yeah, but like you lost your travel companions. Like it's still like
Right.
I know you're trying to keep the sunshine about it, but you do deserve a little crash out.
I had it. I was at a level where Gabe like looked at me and he's like, I don't even know how to discuss this with you because you are just like, and I was
Mad.
like, I am. Like, I waited so long for this. And then the other thing with rescheduling to tomorrow was I have
Tomorrow.
showings stacked up. I cannot execute tomorrow. I can't make it
Yeah.
happen. I took a day off work last week. I can't take another day off. Like,
Not gonna happen. Yeah.
how are you doing over there? I hope you're having a more friction-free day than I am.
um I was just thrown right back into work. I mean, we're gonna gush later, but we had a lovely vacation and I was just like thrown right back into the bullshit.
Of
Meadow this
course.
afternoon locked eyes with us and I was like doing stuff in the office and Meadow is my first girl cat, our middle daughter. And
A
she looked
woman.
at us dead in the eyes and she just started peeing on the couch. Which, if you are a cat owner, you know when an animal just starts peeing randomly when they are completely
She hates you.
something's going wrong. And Meadow, we love her, our little girl. I love her so much, but she's very emotional and she lets us know. She screams, she yells, she is very vindictive and she's very mean to the humans. And she'll do it to the other cats, but like she once picked out, this happened recently. We had bread overflowing on the counter. Like there's 5 of us. We have every type of bread. Drew and I got the very nice brioche hot dog buns to have with our Zweigels. Shout out Rochester. We woke up the next day to her mad at us for some reason because we did something to her and she had just eaten the top of it. And she picked
Oh
out of the
my
mountain of bread
God.
our hot dog buns, the pricey, delicious ones. So yeah,
Fuck
it
you, mom and
feels,
dad.
yeah, she's okay. Like, you start freaking out when you're a cat owner when they start peeing or doing anything because you could think urinary issues are a huge thing with cats, kidney issues. So, but we really think it's a behavioral thing. She also is a princess of the litter box, and we have like a double stacked litter box as a owners of 3 cats, you must have a million litter boxes. And she claimed the top one, and we have not gone and gotten litter for it. And I like cleaned it out because it needed a refresh. So I'm like, is she just pissing on the thing to tell me to go get the litter? Because now she's mad. Drew's literally going to get litter right now because she's just like, it probably is just her mad at us. She's never done that. So that's what I just got done dealing with. And that's why I was late. Cheers.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
The day I've had.
So yeah, just being thrown back into life and having to deal with like car things. When you move, you must create a new identity in a new place, and then we're just getting around to it. So like, you know,
Yeah.
just fun adult shit
Yep. That'll do it.
after our very nice, relaxing vacation.
I literally felt like I love traveling to Disney because I feel like this. I feel like I left planet Earth
Literally, it
and it's
felt
the best.
transcendent. I felt like it bring me back. When I realized it was Saturday, I was
I
like,
know.
no, already. Okay. This is a reading wrapped. Reading wrapped. Let's get into it
April
first.
reading wrapped
I know. It is crazy to me personally that it is already the end of April.
to her. I know. I've been very much looking at the calendar like, how did we get here? How is the trip already over? It's because we wished the
Oh,
whole month away for the trip.
we do. It's like the week before prep, the week of prep, and dealing with your life after. So we're in that like dealing with your life after stage, and voila, it's May.
Yeah. My suitcase is wide open on the floor and I'm going to be gone this weekend. So,
She's well traveled.
what are you watching? Did you have time to watch
So
things?
okay, I didn't, but then I just packed my shit up the last couple of days. So, yeah, I didn't have a lot of watch time, but I did partake in some plane watching, which I love to read on a plane. I love to like do the things that I can't usually do because I'm not like bound to this evil device. So I did a little bit of reading and I caught up on some of my shows. First off, the Pitt finale.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers ahead. Ahoy, mateys. That was Here's the thing. I spent the whole season thinking, what's going to happen in the end? And somehow they tie it up and everything gets answered that I need answered, I guess.
Everything happened and nothing happened all at once because we were waiting for this big thing to happen, but
This
it
is,
didn't happen. But
and
what
they
what
build
we
up.
were really is 2 biddies that don't want kids. What we were waiting for the whole time was for Noah Wild to pick that fucking baby up.
I literally looked at my mom because I watched with my mom. I woke up in the morning. I said, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm watching
We
the
gotta watch
finale
the
of the
pit.
Pit," and I was like, "Rewind."
Without me?
Me sleeping. We were sleeping in. We were sun tired too, so she wasn't expecting us up. But I was like, I left Drew, and I was like, I heard Dr. Robbie's voice in this living room. Let me be part of it. So yeah, I watched it
Sure.
with my mom, and I looked at her and I go, he's gonna adopt that fucking baby. He's gonna adopt the baby because you know what? Dana said it about 15 motherfucking times to every person that worked in that hospital. Was like, you can just take the baby home, baby Jane Doe. She's like, my husband would kill me. But
Baby
like,
Jane Doe.
I immediately clocked that that was going to be like the thing. It was just going to be, how did he get there? Um, which is not a really hard transition. I think it was like the conversations with Dr. Abbott and just like the ending of the day and like that mother, that very traumatic, like that was a crazy start to an episode, but like really
Yeah.
set the tone for kind
Oh
of
my
what
God, that mother.
uh,
The work that Dana does is so important and so thankless. And I know that
yeah,
people think she's reckless, but if not her, who? Her
there
being
needs
the
to be a
only
little bit.
person her being the only person that volunteered to take the rape kits, her trying to get someone to take the baby. Like, what she is doing is so important all the time. Like, I could cry about it. Her character is so incredible. And
Mhm.
she has that, like, that love to her that can only come from a woman that smokes a pack a day and swears like a
Oh,
sailor, you know?
Newports, baby. Yeah.
I, yeah.
She she is very important, and I know there are a lot of her out there, um, especially, like, the rape kits, yelling at the police officers, being like, "This is your responsibility. We are doing everything right. This system is in place to help these victims, and here you are forgetting that," it's like a
And
side
them saying it
project.
wasn't their fault. Bullshit.
Bullshit. So, yeah, I mean, just there's so many layers, and we get it with, like, the other docs, so, like, Dr. J when she is like when Robbie confronts her about like the videos and like has a turn about it. Um I think that speaks to like generational too. Like where as Data
Mhm.
is super seasoned, you can tell her experiences has informed so much of this and she is just on it. She knows what the answer is and like and her experiences quite literally from like last season to this season prepare her in a way to like help Emma and like really advocate for nurses and like their experience with being with combative patients and stuff like that. Like it's so
Mhm.
intertwined and I think again like you said she's just so important to a plot like this that is supposed to be shining light on these things that we just might not know because we don't work in
Right.
the medical field and we're only there on our worst day. So I
Right.
loved it. The last scene, so the 2 last scenes, the one on the roof, tears
Mhm.
tears in my little eyes, like
The 3 last scenes. Robbie's conversation with Abbott, the
yes.
roof, Robbie with the baby.
Robert with the baby. Oh, and then the karaoke, don't forget.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So cute. So cute. Um, yeah, I really think it was a well done, season. It is even better, and I have so much more stake in the characters now, even more, and, like, you get an ounce of these people, but, like, you paint this picture in your mind based on your own
Mhm.
experiences, like, I have experience in the medical field, so I see these people as, like, real life people, and I
Yeah.
really just that's the magic of a show like this that's so well done in that way, so
Yeah, it felt good. It felt good for Robbie to have that conversation with Abbott, and
yeah,
then for that to kinda come full circle and him to say to that baby all the things that he needed to hear himself. Gut-wrenching, do not get me wrong. I feel like it's
right.
hard to end an episode The Pit and, like, feel good because it's not a feel-good show.
No. No,
I
and
love
I
watching
mean
it. It is not a feel-good show.
it's the push and the pull that's it's supposed to be uncomfortable, like, yeah,
100%.
but, yes, I have on here the RuPaul's Drag Race finale. We have not officially watched it, but we, of course, figured out who has won. I've gotten all of
It
the
was
clips.
spoiled for me,
Yeah, boom, like, boom shakalaka.
quickly.
M Mikey Meeks, we love you. I knew you were gonna win. Flip it around. Mike Meeks, I love her. I'm so glad. I knew it was gonna happen. I think this reign is gonna be really good because there needs to be a queen like her, out there kind of representing in the way that she does. Oh, my other big thought is Darlene Mitchell's finale outfit. She's in this, like, trailer park princess, like, trailer park pregnant princess moment. Full stomach out. I
Not
have to
the
pull it up.
bump. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
the full bump and, like, when she gets, because she comes in 3rd, when she gets called, she goes into labor, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my
Here it is.
god.
This is the gimmick.
Too much.
Oh my
I'm
god, the
dead.
fucking eyeshadow with the tights. I just love her. I think her type of clown, but, like, also couture is very my speed. Her partner, is very involved in, like, the looks and the like the whole photo shoot at the end, because the queens do the photo shoots. I'm just so thoroughly impressed by her looks. Quick note about New Girl, still trucking along. We're in season 2. I realized this season is like when Nick and Jess start getting into it, and I realized that they are the blueprint of the grumpy sunshine trope for me in the biggest way. Probably was like one of the first that resonated with me and kind of speaks to why I'm such a big romance reader. Their fucking slow burn
They
yarn
got your
is
ass.
crazy. Rewatching it now with like a huge love for like romance and the tropes that come with it, I'm like, oh my God, they're the fucking blueprint for me. They really are. The
Oh, that's
yearning in that
funny.
show. Oh my God. I looked at Drew last night and I was like, I get it. I get it now. So, yes, still chugging along. I'll probably be watching that for months with Drew. It's just such a comforting show, and you can watch 2 episodes before I fall asleep. So, that's our nighttime one.
Cute.
Uh, couple more. It finished a short 4-part series on Netflix called Trust Me, A False Prophet. It is LDS centric cult world stuff. And if you know me, you know that's something I'm very interested in. It's about this woman who is a cult expert, she also was in a cult and kind of was coerced. Christine Marie and her husband Tolga, which is also the craziest name, and I love his energy.
That is
They
crazy.
move into this LDS community in Utah, and they are recovering from the reign of Warren Jeffs. If you don't know anything about like the LDS sphere, Warren Jeffs was a false prophet that really just made his way and created this giant community that he was abusing. When she entered into this community, it was kind of like a healing thing for her. She got on these people's good side that are in the community because like they just were connected. I mean, they were neighbors, and she really just like put herself out there because she kind of knew what it was like. So she tried to support all of these LDS members that were left without direction. This guy from jail was like, no one can have babies and no one can have sex and no one can get married. She's like, the women in this community are like, we have not had babies in forever. Like this is their whole life. They were born into
Right.
it. It's like insane. But basically what they find out is that there's an LDS member, Samuel Bateman, who kind of takes the reins and kind of claims himself as a prophet. And he continues to do the same thing that Warren Jeffs was doing, abusing fucking children, a lot of incest, some crazy shit going on. So this whole story was a very interesting take because like this woman has a huge stake in it, and she really is embedded in this community in a way, and she gains the trust of this guy, and she starts getting evidence, and she gets the FBI involved, and the FBI is like, no, we need more. And then one of the women in the community, actually the mother to all of these girls who are married to Samuel Bateman, she basically starts working with the FBI too. So there's this woman who is LDS in the community working to uncover what this guy is doing to these poor girls. And like she's just so in it so deep. She has so much guilt
Oh
because she's
shit.
just basically married away all her children thinking she was doing the right thing, and she like really stepped up, and then she like talked to her husband at the end. She's like, we were following a false prophet and we need to fucking pay our dues. Like we were not being great parents. Like we have really set these kids up for failure. And it's just like the bravery of these women. And then some of his wives, they kind of leave the community and talk about
Mhm.
that experience too. And I follow one, and
I saw a thread today that was someone that left the LDS community, and
Mhm.
pretty much there's like a biblical naming bit that comes with this, like women get names and the
Mhm.
women tell their names to the men never speak their names kind of thing. And the woman did some research and found out that it was a rotating list of 30 names depending on what day you were baptized. And she came to her husband and was like, hey, so I think I know your biblical name, and here's why, because I found this thing saying that there's a list, and depending
Mhm.
on the day in the church, and it's whatever. In that moment, he looked at her and was like, we're done here. Like,
Yeah.
that is what dropped the card tower for them, because they
Mhm.
were just like, oh my God, this
We're
whole
not
fucking
people.
thing is a scam.
Yeah. It's like, and the way that they talk about this
It's two
experience.
non-religious girlies.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking because you're watching these people who are very much so brainwashed, and the one girl who specifically, like, she is a big deal in this because she was his first wife, very young, and she's like very devout in this. So as like this story goes along and he gets captured, like, she's devout, she's fucking tore up. She's like, we're gonna kill them before they try to get us, like crazy energy because this is all she's ever known, and she's like on the other side of it talking about it a completely different person. You can see how deep this goes. I'm very interested in the psychology of cults. That's really I say it silly, like I'm into cults, but like I'm really interested in the psychology of cults, and this is a great example of that. So if that's your tea, definitely watch this. It's Netflix, so it feels very like dramatized, but
Yeah.
beyond that, like it's really interesting, and you get the perspective of the women, and that's really what is
Mhm.
chef's kiss. Like, because I don't want to hear from a man in the LDS church, to be quite honest.
Oh, you could have
So,
stopped the sentence with those first few words.
oh, oh,
I don't want to hear from a man.
period. Okay. Last two things on the docket. I have the boys finale. That I've watched the show. I've watched Gen V. If you don't know, it's an Amazon series, satire. Like, it's like violent. It's like very violent TV. And it's very intense because it's in the sphere of like political satire currently, but it's like framing it around soups, as they call them, superheroes. And like it is just sick and twisted, and it's really gross. It's
Yeah.
very like, yeah, it's a lot. But I need to see it through because I'm very into Gen V, and it kind of like they're connected in a way, which is the actual offshoot about students at a school for soups. So yeah, it's fine. It's very intense. I can only watch small doses, but I watched that on the plane, which was a crazy choice. If you know anything about it,
The
it's a lot of
only
guts.
thing I really know about that show is that the guy, like I think he's the main character, Homelander, pretty much just
Homelander.
plays Cody Rhodes. And that is simply like the funniest fucking thing
I
to ever
saw
happen to me personally.
he really is because I just saw a reel of Cody Rhodes and I was like, that's just Homelander ho.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
he plays Homelander very well. He is very frightening. And I saw a video of him in an interview and he's like really chill and like normal, which is fucking shocking. And I cannot see him other than very
It's like
scary, to be
finding
quite
out that
honest.
Connor's Story plays Ilya Rozanov.
That
Like,
it's like these are not the same
who?
people. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then today I finished the first episode of Margo's Got Money Troubles. I know we're gonna talk about it more, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that in
Yeah.
there. I'm gonna catch up really quickly, but it's so good.
Okay. I'll dive right into mine because I only have
Yeah.
two things now that we've discussed the pit. So one of them is Margo. I started Margo in the airport on the way to Florida,
Oh, perfect.
and it is different. Do not get me wrong, but it is perfect.
It's so the details.
There is quote by quote sections. Elle
Uh-huh.
Fanning reading the audiobook and then the continuation. So Danica texted me and was like, the continuation of Elle Fanning reading that book to hearing her say these lines
Yes.
on I have goosebumps. I
I
am
have
like,
goosebumps too. The first time
it's
she started
so good.
the narration, the first narration when she was just talking about herself, I was like, I'm back in the book. I have it's like immersive. It's the full immersive experience. You're right. It is not the same. It's not scene by scene, of course, because it's television. You have to push a plot
Right.
very quickly.
But every important detail seems to be there, even
And that's
ones that they
it.
aren't loud about. So there's a scene where Margo throws her phone and she throws it at an orange meal. So her phone lands in a bag of Sun Chips next to a thing of orange juice.
So good.
And they have yet, I'm 4 episodes in, they have yet to discuss orange meal. But that nod was for me, bitch.
Yeah.
For
Big
me.
time. So
There are
good.
just so many sweet things. I can tell already it's going to be different, very different. But I think like Project Hail Mary, the heart, the ethos of that story is still going to be there. It's so sweet. It's so good. I am floored and shocked at how willing to be naked Elle Fanning is.
So I
She's
know,
tits out, mama.
yeah, she's tits out. And she said she wore prosthetic boobs for some of it when she was pregnant. And then I guess in these next episodes, I
Like
haven't
the
gotten too far.
breastfeeding.
And her
Yeah.
boobs look different. She was like laying down and like doing one of those slow maneuvers you need to do when you're 9 months pregnant. And her boobs look different. Of course, I was clocking the T because she said that in an interview.
But she
So
also said, I saw an interview, she's like, I'm not a very modest person, and being naked isn't the ethos of the story.
yeah,
Which I think is super important because I wouldn't want the world to have archived access in 4K to my tits. So, like, that kind of just
Real.
proves that she's the person to play Margo.
yes, she
know?
feels very Margo, not only because of the narration, but she
Mhm.
really embodies Margo. I cannot wait to watch more. I was watching it while I was working today, and
So
I was
good.
like, I was
But the
so enamored.
episodes feel so short. I watched the episode that aired last night, and I was like, it ended, the credits rolled, and I was like, what? It's
Wait,
over.
that's it?
It was 10 minutes long. It wasn't. It was like 35, but they feel very short. I love this press tour that Rufi's on. She must feel like I commented the most heartfelt message on one of her posts where I was like, I hope you feel like $1 million because this is incredible. Because this is sacred text to us. This feels so special
Yeah.
that we got to dissect this book like this. And I did it for like the continuity of it. Like I said, when we started this podcast, we always knew we were covering Margo right before the TV show came out. But
Yep.
I think secretly all along that was just for us to have so much intimate time with this story and then dive into this TV show. And it feels so special and so sweet. And it
So
feels
good.
like I'm seeing my friend. It's so fun.
Real. I couldn't agree more.
Everyone go watch Margo. When you catch up more, we'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
The other thing I watched on the airplane, so I started a movie on the way down after I finished the first 3 episodes of Margo, and it was not available on the way back. So I had to just scrap that. And my sister and I sat down and watched The Housemaid. I've never read a Freida McFadden book. Obviously, I know who she is. I actually didn't know who she was. Someone from book club looked at me and was like, why don't we just throw a Freida McFadden on there? I'm like, I don't even know who that is. And they were like, you read this much, you don't know who Freida is? And it's like, no. Anyway, I watched The Housemaid. Obviously, just like the rest of us, I am cackling at Sydney Sweeney's downfall. However, her cameo getting cut from Devil Wears Prada 2. Enjoy your eugenics campaign, bitch. Anyway, I really liked the story this movie told. I'll talk about it later, but this book's now on my TBR because I want to read the second book because I want to see where this goes. I really like the movie. I do have to say, because this is so funny, some of the people in my office went to go see it, and they were like, oh, the hotel room scene, the hotel room scene. Watching it on an airplane. Have you watched it?
No, I don't know this. I've never read it either.
Watching it on the airplane, it was edited. So there was like this massive sex scene. She was full frontal in it, I guess. And it was cut full out of the movie. Which
No
makes
full
sense because it was on an airplane. And here's the other weird part. She says cunt twice in it, and cunt was edited out. But you cannot play audio from an airplane seat back. So I was very curious about that. It was me in the aisle, my sister in the middle, and then random woman 3 in the window seat. My sister and I sat down, watched it, and we were like, you just talked about watching things on an airplane. You know when you're so locked into media in that way, where your phone is on airplane mode and you are like, even better than being in a movie theater, you're watching buzzing. You're just like, it's just me in this movie, babe. My sister and I are like pulling up our phones and like texting, writing shit down, passing notes in class and like handing the phone back and forth. Like, what do you think's going to happen? I think it's this. And it was so fun. It was just such a good experience. And then the movie ends and we take our headphones off. And random woman number 3 from the window seat goes, I saw that in theaters. Did you like it? I liked it so much. I was like, oh my God, we had the best time watching this.
Oh, that's so good.
So that was really fun, and that got put directly onto my TBR. It was available and I downloaded it, but I didn't do it in a normal way. I downloaded the Housemaid Secret, and the third one all at once. I didn't need to do that. I don't have time to do that.
I do the same thing. I'm so ambitious.
But at the same time, I was like, if they're available now, maybe I can renew them. I don't know. I'm gonna fuck around and find out.
I know people have big feelings for Freida. She's thriller queen, from what I understand, but I've never read. Wig. Release her curls. Yeah, Drew, I think, read The Housemaid and had lukewarm feelings about it. Was like, it's a thriller.
I think a couple people that I like, if I opened Fable, they had some pretty lukewarm feelings about it. And actually, someone that I know that saw the movie and read the book had lukewarm feelings about the movie because of the book. So I think that I did this in the correct order.
Got you.
So it has a 4.19 on Fable.
Oh my God, it's so polarizing. I have 5, 3, 4, 2, 1.5. Yeah. I have someone who has a 0.25. Yeah. This is polarizing.
We're going to fuck around and find out. I'll read it. I'll report back to the class.
Yeah, you know I hate wasting my fucking time, and I'm on a DNF moment.
Tell me what you're obsessed with.
For this
I look evil.
This week,
I'm lit off the spear and I look evil.
Just evil. Well, you're not orange anymore, so round of applause. I'm very obsessed with the sunshine and vitamin D. I think I sun maxed out on vacation. We had the best pool days, and then we decided to go to the beach the next day. Thank God they had rented a cabana. Our plans got squashed because we couldn't hang out with my little niece because she's sick. So we just ended up going to the beach and having like a slow day with my mom. And yeah, but I'm very obsessed with, in the same breath, Coronado resorts at Disney. It is the perfect resort in my mind. You have scenery, you have vibes, you have access to great bars,
food,
great breakfast. Yeah, we tore up some good breakfast, and the room was very comfortable, probably the most comfortable stay I've had there.
Even shoved
sports. Yeah,
we didn't put an illegal amount of people in there or anything.
We would never.
We were shoehorned in there, and it was a comfy stay. Also, I do want you to know that is not the normal bathroom setup. That was the accessible room setup. And typically, the toilet is like sectioned off in the shower, and then you have the thing.
That's what we stayed in. So we stayed that one night. It was like we just needed a place to rest our head. We were so tired. We like got back and
we hit the tower.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a great stay. I loved the ambiance. The pool was it. We ended up finding like the perfect spot.
So cute over there. You went to the big pool, right?
Yeah, we went to the big pool. It was so nice. We had we sat by the hot tub along the backside of the wall, which was nice because it had this giant wall of greenery, and it felt like you were surrounded by an oasis. And then you just like walk down a quick path to the pool. So we were in and out all day. Had the best poolside food. Like that really was such a treat. Everyone got to nap. It was just such a it's gonna go down as like a very memorable day for me at Disney. I just am very obsessed with like my whole trip. It was wonderful. My sister-in-law is now also a pass holder, and so she got to experience a lot of Epcot that was new. We took her around it was Flower Fest, so we did Flower and Garden. We did all of the fun stuff for that. We got to eat a lot of yummy food. I got her on Guardians twice. We got my song the second time. I told her, I said,
you got September?
We got Disco Inferno. Those are my two songs. Those are my two. But
do you feel specifically plagued by a certain song on that ride?
Conga. And I ran.
Okay, so my song, and I don't feel plagued by this. but the song I have gotten, like, pound for pound most is Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
And someone I travel with frequently hates Tears for Fears so much. And I feel like that song specifically travels with me. When I went for pass holder previews, that was the song that I got. And I would say half the times I've rode that ride, I have gotten that song. It is just very specific to me. Like, if I've been on it 50 times, I've gotten that song 25.
Yeah.
So we got on with our Lightning Lane, and that was the song we got. And in my head, I was like, this is for me.
Yeah, I feel like when I first started getting on it, it was I ran all of the time. And then I got conga for the first time and I was like, I fucking hate conga. I was like, that is my least
But it
favorite.
hits on the ride.
It only hits I would say the latter half of the ride. I was really feeling it. It is not, it's too hot off the jump. You know, I like a build up. Disco Inferno build up.
Oh.
September build up. That's what I'm looking for. I cannot fuck with it's like off the jump. I'm like, ugh. And so like, that's what I was telling Katie. I was like, listen, you kind of get stuck with a song and that happens to everyone. Like you're going to come back a bunch and it's going to be this thing and you're going to really want one song. So we're big on like manifesting. We're in the line and we just talk about the song we want. And like, she's like, oh, it's when we were talking about how much you hated conga. That's why we got it. And I was like, exactly. Because I was explaining all the songs. And of course that was where it came from. There is probably some kooky, if someone could like figure out the math on how often they play what songs, I'm sure there's someone has like looked into this, but I think
September is legitimately the least.
Yes. And I know that, I mean, they troll us and they give us the 21st of September every year to, you know, ride the ride, but I'm never going to fucking Epcot in September because no. So yeah.
At
We
least
had
not
such a good
August. At
time.
least it's the end of September.
Yeah, it's true. August is no for me. But yeah, we had a great time. We had a nice slow day. I did not know how to expect to navigate the day because I learn every time I go, but I have a great grasp on it now and I kind of drive the day when you're not with us. And I was like, it's a race weekend. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking shit going on. There's cheerleading competitions.
You really lucked out going the day before the biggest race.
Yes.
Because going after the race, which we knew what we were getting into, like even the food booth lines were astronomical.
I was shocked at how calm it was. It was so like
because
in the grand scheme of things,
people are
calm.
racing, and there's so many people signed up for the challenge that they don't go to the parks. Like typically, if that was me, we wouldn't have gone to the parks. We might have gone before the 5K, but we wouldn't have gone before the 10K or before or the 10 miler.
You have to, you know, tuck it in so late or so early. So I can't. I don't blame you.
I was in bed at 6 p.m. stoned to the bone.
Yeah.
Like comatose. I got up to go to the bathroom and Danica was like, you were just clomping around. You walked into a table. I was like, oh, I know.
Stay with the doors was a bonk.
I got more sleep than the night before.
Oh, good.
Going to bed and waking up at 2 a.m.
We were partying though. We were out there a little too late. Yeah, I just had a great trip. It was really fun.
I love
had
that.
Never had a trip with my husband and my sister-in-law and my mom, so it was good. We never have 4 either, so that's also the tea. I always end up with like 3 people, so it was really nice that no one had to sit alone.
As someone that was part of that group for a couple days, it was a vibe.
I'm so glad. Yeah, we had a good time. We did a bookstore day. You can.
Oh my god! Yeah, we didn't even talk about our time together. Okay, I'll dive in. So yes, I'm also obsessed with the sun. As a Central New Yorker, it's brutal up here. Goodbye.
I was hitting a little bit and I went all the way down.
Aaliyah and I went to the New Romantics bookstore in Winter Park and had the best. I have to chime in. I follow this guy on Instagram that has been predicting you know who dying, and today's supposed to be the day, so every time I watch buzzes, I'm like, let this be the notification.
Is it
let
time?
the dementia take him? Oh, I'm praying. Even if he's close, he has to be close. So he has a PhD in dementia care. So I feel like he knows better than anyone. He's
Yeah.
like, he is in like effectively like a narcissist psychosis based on the type of dementia this man has diagnosed him with. And I can't fucking wait.
Ugh,
Let it
that's
be
gonna
while
be
I'm at Banana
chaos.
Ball. So yes, we had the best day at New Romantics. We drank midday cocktails. We ate some za.
Oh,
It was
we
just
got.
lovely.
I stood up after we had those cocktails, and I was like, "This was a
We
lot."
didn't need to split the third one.
No. Ooh wee. Oh yeah, we had
Literally.
some really delicious cocktails. I mean, we couldn't stop ourselves. It was happy hour, baby. They burnt my
Yeah.
pizza though.
6 bones for a cocktail. Delicious. Check out the
Yeah.
neighbors in East End Market. Other than that, after we parted ways, my trip was honestly perfect. The weather was gorgeous.
Ugh.
I did get some sun. The race went really well. Theo, who runs significantly faster than me, opted to walk it. And she went, I'm just having so much fun back here. And I was like, yeah, bitch. This is the
Join us.
fun. Yeah, it was such a good race. My medal, have it right here, is so stinking cute. And the best part is, so Tigger jumps up and down, and the glitter flows in it.
Oh.
Isn't that
Yeah,
fun?
that is a lot of fun.
So this was like the least I've ever done since I started doing Run Disney, and just the 10K was perfect. Every character I've ever wanted to meet was out at the 10 miler, which really chapped my ass. They had C3PO and R2D2 out in the parking lot, and part of me was like, get in the car and let's go down there. It was just crazy. They had Bing Bong out. It depends on the themes, but I'd really love to do the springtime surprise again. The race energy was very different than it typically is at
In what way?
Princess Weekend. Them princess runners are uptight bitches. The
Oh!
vibe was the vibe was really good. So typically we get to the corral by 3:30 and we're like halfway back, and we strolled in at 4 and we're some of the first people in there. It was much more relaxed race weekend.
Chill. Okay.
Yeah. That's a vibe. Yes, incredible trip to Florida. Happy to see the sun. Happy to come back to Disney. The next thing that I have on my list is Banana Ball, and we are just going to slide right over that because we had that monologue already.
Yes.
And then, just to round this whole thing off, Shawn Hatosy on Quinn. Yes, chef.
Cameras. Cut the cameras, dead ass. Cut him!
Oh, that didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to turn this light off and go dark.
Surprise, you're just well lit.
I'm actually going to leave that off. I listened to Yes Chef. It was lovely. I will be eagerly awaiting new episode drops. No one is more ahead of the curve than Quinn. No one sleeps less than those bitches over there, and they are on it.
They will never take their foot off of our necks. I was like, I'll like give it a month. I'll hang back for this. I haven't listened yet, but I will.
was gonna unsubscribe because I was like, I don't know who this person is they have on there, and I'm really only going after the celebrities. I live in a house with children. I can't just be walking around listening to erotica. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll not the self-insertion. So yeah, I was like, maybe I'll, and then I saw his bicep and I was like, I got $7.99 in me.
Got to be a part of that.
So yes, that is what I bring to you for this month of April.
Month of April. We really had a good one.
Well, yeah.
She just feels scorned right now. Don't believe it.
I do. I feel like I feel less scorned than how you felt in the last episode we recorded, but I'm still feeling pretty salty. Shall we dive into our reading roundup?
What did we read? Okay, you want me to go first?
You go first because I just had a yap fest. And
Okay.
I see what's first on your list, and that's also on my list. So you dive in.
Perfect.
I'll chime in.
Let's chime in.
Welcome to our reading roundup.
I was gonna burp. So yeah, I had a good month, but the problem is I haven't I had that weird week last week and I didn't get to read a lot. So I'm not usually as far as I am by the time we record, which is always a week ahead, just so you all are aware. Duh, we need time to edit it. So, yes, I like our end of the month is a little bit different, but I had a lot of bangers that we will talk about in different ways. Like we've talked about Margo, which was one of my books, but then we have Project Hail Mary coming up, which is going to be its own episode because that's just a deep obsession at this point. I have first on my list Game On by Navessa Allen. Third book in the oh my god. Yeah. What's the series called? Oh my gosh.
Into the Darkness.
Into the Darkness series. We are back. I mean, we talked about it a little last week. I think she really turned her shit out in this book. I have the same big feels like I did for Lights Out, but again, Lights Out is a unicorn, so I cannot say that this is equivalent, but we are on the right
We're
track.
close.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people agree. It is.
I think that Stella might be more likable than Allie.
I think so too. I do like Stella more. I think she's more #relatable. I think that this is a true to the bone, enemies to lovers. You have like that
Forced
dynamic,
proximity.
forced
Fake
proximity.
relationship.
Yes. So like having the basis of this really strong enemies to lovers is really what wins it for me because you can layer on forced proximity, you can layer on fake dating and it works. I think sometimes you're getting to one of those tropes and some of these authors have that in their head and kind of forget to build the characters out and their relationship out. And that's when I have beef with some of the tropes not being like fulfilled in the way I want to. And this fulfilled me. The banter, the tension, like it really just felt so akin to Lights Out in the way that we fell in love with it because it was just stupid. And a lot of the banter was just stupid. The inner monologues were stupid. And I love that energy. But it also was serious, where I think that's where Caught Up kind of shined. I know we have a lot of big feelings about it, but like I think it shined because it was a little bit more serious. And that's why
But it
we
was
didn't like it.
serious the whole time.
Right. That's why we didn't like it because there wasn't the like silly to balance it out. And I think this had a good mix of both, especially at that 2 hour mark when we've hit the pinnacle. We're in the sewers, like all of that happens, and like we get over
Gagged.
to the other side and we get to watch like this healing and even more character development and like kind of what you really wish you'd get with some of these dead end romance stories. It happens and then that's it. And then we get the epilogue, which went fucking crazy. And so like it felt very well done. It felt very complete. Like you said, I really loved Stella. I have a quote here that really just resonated and also was like a great snapshot of who this woman is. She said, quote, "I hated men. Unfortunately, I was also attracted to them against my will." Unquote. Like,
That's
yes,
that
girl.
on that, friends.
So, yes, it has like a lot of millennial prose. So, like, of course, we're gonna like be into it. I'm sure if like my sister's age was reading it, was like, what are you guys, why are you so into this? But again, it's not for you, it's for me. So, shut up. I like it. Yeah. And a bratty blonde bisexual who's broken, bitch.
This book was so positively gay in a way that I could not have anticipated. That it was so lovely. It
Yes.
had that why choose vibe that we love,
Mm-hmm.
and
Why
yes,
choose?
I want my boyfriend to have a boyfriend, and I don't think that's a crazy ask.
That's not a crazy thing to ask. Give my boyfriend a boyfriend.
Give my boyfriend a boyfriend.
So yes,
Yes,
that
all of that.
I there's not like there's no real like breakdown of this. I think the storyline was great. I think the plot was fun and dynamic and it fucking
And it
moved.
moved.
Oh,
Yes.
big time. So I really don't have like big commentary on it because that's not what the story is. The story is to like be
It was good.
it was just good. Okay. I don't have to
Yeah.
elaborate anymore. But yes, I really, really liked this. Well done, Navessa. We cannot wait to read more from you. We'll stand by you, girl.
Amen.
What do you got? What did you read?
So, Game On was on my list, as you could tell, because I interrupted you 9,000 times. The next thing on my list is The Knockout Queen by Rufi Thorpe. I did get in there. This book I'm not going to give like a full narrative on it. I felt a lot of different things reading this book, and there's parts of it that it's hard to believe that it's from the same author as Margo's Got Money Troubles. I feel like when you read a book that's by the same author, there's like all these little things where you're like, oh yeah, that feels like them. This
Mm-hmm.
felt nothing like Margo, but at the same time felt exactly like it. It is
Interesting.
told in that same narrator style where you are hearing from the narrator right now about the past. So there'd be times it's narrated by a man, it's a male main character, and you
Mm-hmm.
get these moments where he's like, years after this, I would blah 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 blah. So you know it's present day him talking about past him. So the rough synopsis of it is the whole story is about this boy who is gay, and it starts with him not being out and then he comes out kind of thing. And his mom had gone to prison. He was being raised by his aunt, and he befriends the next door neighbor, this really tall girl named Bunny, and they're kind of unlikely friends, but they both really like each other. And it's, these are their troubles, and they have such serious troubles. The book is very heavy, just because
Mm-hmm.
this was one of those books where I was like, just because it's heavy doesn't mean it's bad, because it's not true. It was a good book. It was just kind of like tough to get through because it was so sad.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad the whole time, and it put me back into that seat. It takes place in Southern California. There's so many things that feel like Margo in this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many things that don't. There's very little humor in this book and things like that. So I really liked it. I feel like, once again, because Rufi's put me in this brain space where I think about reading a book by her, and I think of her specifically and getting to know her and seeing her behind all the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a very interesting read coming straight off of Margo
Mm-hmm.
to take this in like this. I would recommend reading it. Just know the subject matter's reasonably heavy.
Got you. Well, that's a good segue because I have my next read is very similar feeling, and you read it
Mm-hmm.
too, so you
Yeah.
understand.
I think I
I did
said a
not
lot of the
read.
same stuff about this book.
Yeah, so I just finished today, as of today, started it last night, Just His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. So her second
Half
book,
his age.
Half His Age. Just His Age. I finished it today. Yes, Half His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. um, yeah, I don't know how to feel. I do have to say the writing itself is well done. The same way that I really enjoyed her first book, this was a complete turn. This was fiction, but I'm sure loosely based on her life in some capacity, based on
Mm-hmm.
it reading her first book. I hope my mom dies. What is it? I hope my
I'm
mom
glad
died.
my mom died.
I'm glad. One word every time, girl. Um
We're getting there.
but yeah, I don't know how to feel. The point of view is a lot because you're in the mind of a very young, impressionable girl, and you have to just understand that the choices she's making and like her thought process is informed by all of this outside information that you're also given about her mom and their relationship and her mom's relationship with men. And like, I
Yeah.
I'm tore up about it because I felt like it could go even further. I feel like if you were going to do all this work to capture the nuances of that experience and like the idiosyncrasies that come with like that mother-daughter balance, and then now this relationship that she is in, unfortunately, with her teacher, she's a high school age student who is completely at the will of this power imbalance, and you're watching her mom follow the same patterns and like how she sees that incorporated in her life. It's just, you're watching the really big points get hit on in such a nice way and like an important way and highlighted, but then it's not taken to the point I think it needed to. I think if you're going to
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to write this book, write it to the point that it needs to go. I'm okay with it being uncomfortable. And that's like a lot of the commentary about it. It's another polarizing book. Some people are
Yeah,
like,
the reviews are so split because people are like, this is so uncomfortable. And like, that's the
yeah,
point. This
right.
happens. This is
You have
uncomfortable.
to be uncomfortable because we're highlighting this happens all the time to like regular people. So like that part of it, I'm like, okay, I'm good with it. I just wanted to see her take it to the next level, and that ending, it might represent more. It might be deeper than I can really conceptualize. It might be a little more cerebral for me, but it really felt like just a dead end. And it didn't, and I don't know if that's the story she was trying to write. I don't know if the story was, hey, like, she can break these patterns like her mom. And like that's what it's kind of inferring, is that this is her
Hmm.
step into like understanding she doesn't have to continue the same kind of generational men worshiping, I guess. And
Right.
but, like, take it there. Don't leave it as ambiguous as, like, "Oh, like, my mom." I don't wanna spoil
Right.
it, but
Because there were other places that they were willing to take that book that were so
right.
uncomfortable, borderline inappropriate. And then it
Yep.
was like, eh.
Right, it
But
felt like
again,
just
I
a
really like her writing. I love that she read it. I
yes.
think she does great. I think she's a great narrator. I really
Yeah.
like her voice as an author. And I was also really confused by people that were like, this is nothing like I'm Glad My Mom Died. And I'm like,
It wasn't supposed to be, baby.
but also it was. It felt very
Well,
from her. It felt very
yes.
real, you
It's
know?
her experience, and, like, I feel like, again, if you have the context of that book, you can understand why a fiction written like this is so informed by her experience. She has a
Correct.
very rare childhood experience that I guess is really hard to grasp, and, like, that's why that book is the gem that it is, and why a lot of people like it, because you get this inside look at how damaging, like, growing up in that scene was, but also, like, the way normal families get sucked into this, and, like,
Hmm.
the influences of, like, that mother-daughter relationship she has, and how fame and applies with that, and then the money-making part of it. So, you have all of that to understand that, like, she wasn't equipped with the skills that she needed to, and, like, her mother was not a great example for her, and also, like, led her to make a lot of poor decisions literally by her hand. So,
Hmm.
yes, you took the book there, and I'm just like, and here you are, like, I guess that's, like, it's really shitty to feel that way. I'm, like, beating myself up a little bit about it, because 'cause I'm like, well, here she is, like, a victim of probably a very similar experience, if not the same experience, and I'm trying to tell her how to finish the story, but, like, I feel like she
Right.
pushed the pen so far in that direction that it felt a little incomplete, in my personal opinion. I still think it was a really well-written book. I think it was a really important book, and I think voices like hers are really needed instead of, like, stupid bullshit. Like, I don't wanna hear your memoir about a life completely unobtainable to mine. I wanna know the real shit, because I know
Yeah.
even celebrities, and they're all real people, surprise. So, like, give that to me, and I think that's what she does really
And they're
well.
more traumatized than us.
Surprise. If not, yeah.
And they worked for that.
Right. So yeah, I don't think it, and it was really weird coming off of this from Margo. That was my other note about that. Reading this after reading
Because there's
Margo, and
common
like,
themes.
oh, they're like so tied. Margo and Waldo feel like very different in the grand scheme of things, but their experiences are so aligned. Um,
Yeah. And even down to their mother being the
yep,
blueprint.
yep, yep, big time. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I didn't have a ton to pick from. The other book that I read that you suggested I didn't super love, and I don't really know what to say about it, so I had to like go
What
with
was
like
it?
the We Used to Live Here.
What didn't you love about it?
I g I loved the spook, the ook, and the mook about it. I loved that.
That ending keeps me up at night 2 years later.
So, here's the
What the
gag.
fuck do you mean she's in a different timeline now?
I guess it got really muddy in the end, and I think that's intentional because you're jumping timelines and you're different dimensions, and this house is a fucking
She's
portal, and, like,
trapped in a different fucking timeline. That's like the
it
scariest thing I can think of.
it is terrifying,
And
and
she
then
seems insane now.
Charlie being
Ah!
Charlie looking for her in her dimension, like, that's crazy. Like, I came back to this house and it looks dilapidated. It wasn't like everyone feels fucking crazy in this book. Yeah, I guess like I was like, okay, that was frightening. I've watched a lot of I have a gold star interdimensional uh near death experience, a piece of media that is deeply important to me, and that's the
What
show
is it?
The OA.
Okay. I didn't watch
And
that.
so and that is like top tier of that kind of genre for me, so it's really hard for a book to like in that same realm really hit for me. I think that's really what it was. I was like, make me feel like that. If you can make me feel like that, I'm in. So,
Beer
anyways,
boy's coming.
ring a ling a ling. You need a little
You
bell.
can come in. Ding 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 ding.
I'll take my bell, my beer.
Aaliyah says you need a little bell to announce yourself.
That's, had I known I'd be waiting tonight, I would have dressed nicer.
He still has hard pants on at 7:41 p.m. Thank you, honey. Okay. Diving in. My next book is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. And I know that I told you that I was not super into this book as I read it. I was like 7 hours in. You are correct. It is in the wrap up here. Are you Hey Arnold old?
Yes, mama.
Okay. Sometimes our 4 years is like impactful.
It can be drastic. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was a 90s baby, so I got all the late 90s stuff.
You know the episode where his grandma steals the turtle and sends it off the end of the pier?
You mean one of the best
Remarkably
ones?
bright. Remarkably Bright Creatures. The when she frees that octopus and says like, of course he would trust her with his life because he trusted her with his death.
Cut the cameras. And octopuses are just too smart. Kidding? The inner monologue
How
of
that
octopus.
wove together was so lovely. After going to book club, the last book club I went to, someone was like, is this what a romance novel is? Because, why are they just falling in love? Like, I kind of look at books after they said all those things. I kind of look at books through a different lens now, and I'm very aware that a book is written to be a book. But I'm still completely right. I'm still completely able to distance myself from being, well, that's just a trope. It was really so sweet how this whole thing came together. It was really heartfelt. It was, second chances. It was kismet. There were so many beautiful things that happened in this book. And I'm glad I finally read it. I am very much looking forward to getting
get that on my
into the
screen.
movie. Yeah, now that I got in, the casting seems to be really well done. I thought this was very sweet. I thought it was worth a read. Obviously, it's worth a read because it got optioned, but I'm happy I finally picked this book up after it had been on my TBR for like literally 2 years.
I'm so glad you read it. Yeah, it is one of those books that feels like it needs to be on a movie screen immediately. I just like it was so idyllic, especially that town and just like the intersecting stories and dealing with heavy stuff, but like making it joyful. And I love a wholesome old person because the old people in my dimension are not wholesome. They're racist. So I really love just a cozy book like that, but also a huge tearjerker. Like I remember doing a little sob. I was overly emotional. It was a very emotional weekend when I finished that book, and I just was like sobbing on the way back in the middle of nowhere, upstate New York. Like this book was just perfect timing.
That end definitely had me crying in the club.
Yeah.
It was really sweet. I just also feel like very sentimental about old people right now, too. As someone with a grandma that is aging. So it was just a very sweet read.
Yeah. Good pick. My last pick for the reads of the month is the novella To How We End by L.M. Juniper. This is How We Began. And this is like that cute little novella before they release the second book. And it is from the POV of one of the main characters' dad, who gets mentioned because in efforts, it's zombie apocalypse, very um Last of Us based, a lot of the same kind of creatures. So we get thrown right
Are
into
they
the start.
cordyceps?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So they're learning about that, and it's really cool to see the world building because there's different elements woven in there, but it's heavily influenced by that, but also not copying it, which is really cool. And the characters, I think something that Elm does very well is that they get you attached to their characters very quickly. So this novella was like a 2-hour listen, and by the end of it, so it's about two different characters, Jake's dad, and it's not really a big spoiler, but someone who Jake's dad breaks out of a military facility who is immune. So he's protecting this woman who is immune, and you're
This
getting her point of
serves
view.
The Last of Us in the most serious way.
Yeah, so you're getting
It's
her point of view, and
giving
also
not Carl. What's Pedro
wrong
Pascal's
one.
name? That's Up. Ellie and
Up. What about Walking Dead? What about Carl from Walking Dead? That's what I thought you were saying.
No, I was saying Carl and Ellie from Up.
Oh,
Specifically, Ellie and what is Pedro Pascal's name in The Last of Us?
Ellie and Joel.
Joel.
I'm proud of myself. Oh, big brain.
Joel.
You just saw all my gears turning. I used all 4 brain cells bouncing around in there to pull that. Yes, Joel.
POY.
Rest in peace, my king. Yeah, there's a lot of questions, and I feel like I will get them answered. So there's no audio for the final book, and they cannot ship to, I think they're a UK-based author, and
Do they have an ebook?
Yes, there is an ebook option. So Drew and I are going to get into it because I got Drew into the situation. But Drew still has to read the novella, so I'm waiting. Of course, I have a TBR as long as my ass. So,
Mama's on pause.
yeah, I was like, whenever you're ready, let me know and I'll buy the book. So you can buy directly from them. But yeah, the tariffs fucking up the
perfect.
shipping because they're independent. Yeah, so good read though. I think it's a standout for the month because I was super into the first book of that series, and I'm not like I like dystopian. That's a lie. I do like dystopian. I'm not into like zombies and whatnot, but I can really jive with good media around the topic. So this was a great example of it. I'm not usually reaching for something like this. What's your last one?
Mine is also a novella, which is Strange Houses by Uketsu. They did Strange Houses, Strange Pictures, and they are currently releasing Strange Buildings, I believe. I think it just came out. Apparently they're a YouTuber. Strange Houses is by Uketsu. I love the Japanese language because it is phonetic. It is always phonetic. It is always the most phonetic thing you will read. And I learned that from professional wrestling. Looking up the author, they're a Japanese YouTuber and writer. I do not know anything about their YouTube career, but I did read their novella today. It came with a map. You know, the bitches loving a map.
We love
and it was just this spooky little story about a house with a weird blueprint, and it was told from the point of view of a reporter trying to figure out why this house was built the way it was once it got listed on the market, and just this like little spooky web of people and stories and things like that. It's really short. It was 3 hours. I liked it, and what made me like it even more was the person that translated it to English mentioned that this writer writes very specifically for understanding at all ages. And they were like, they want their books, even though they're mysterious and things like this, they want them to be really accessible to everyone. So they're not going to, they don't write these really like convoluted books. And I found that to be very interesting because it was, even though like it was like a web, obviously, it was very straightforward and it was very easy to understand, even though I was confused.
Okay.
Because it's a mystery, so it's written to confuse you, right?
Yeah.
But at the end wrap up, I was like, ooh, and at the beginning with the map and the whole thing, I was gobbling this up. I got through this today real quick. And then I started Strange Pictures because I was, what's next? And that has actual pictures included with it. And it's very much stresses like, please look at this thing. Because this is the media that we keep referencing. So this morning as I was eating breakfast, I was zoomed in on a blueprint of a house being like, ooh, they're talking about this and they're talking about this and the whole thing. So I had a lot of fun with that. And I don't know how much translated work you read, but sometimes
Yeah, a
it's
little bit.
really clunky. I watched a show called Department Q on Netflix, and it's about this detective that gets cold cases. He gets reassigned and he ends up with cold cases. And I was like, oh, this is based on books, and there's like 18 books. This is a beloved series. So I dove in, and it's translated from, I believe, Swedish, and there are pieces of that are so clunky, just so lost in translation, things like that. So this, if you didn't tell me the whole gimmick behind it, I'd be like, oh, this book was written in English. So I thought that was a really lovely adaptation of something that is not native to English.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Woo.
You want to tell me about your TBR?
I will. I have a few things. First off, all of my friends have started Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I will now be watching.
Bullying.
I have to now read it because I cannot be left out like I was for Project Hail Mary. Yeah, my lovely husband of the pod, Drew, is reading it and absolutely just flying through it. Started it on vacation, is like almost done. And that's a thick book.
So fun. Yeah.
And I had an Audible credit, and I know the whole joint is on Audible, so I'll have to make some decisions on what I'm going to read and what I'm going to listen to. I did milk them for that 99 cents for 3 months for a little while. So
I will let you know that it is worth listening to because the person that reads it is so good. Just like you want to hear Rocky's voice, you want to hear the computer voice.
I had a feeling.
And you want to hear Donut's voice.
Yeah, Drew is very excited for me to learn about Princess Donut. So yes, I have that on my list. I just got Nowhere Girl.
Hold on, can I tell a tale?
Please.
This trip, when we went to Magic Kingdom, we went to Beacon Barrel for the first time, the Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar. It was absolutely sick in there, but my true critique is that everyone's fucking yelling for no reason. Like, they call your party name, and the woman's like, have you sailed with us? And I'm like, oh my God, stop yelling. And then you get seated, and this woman comes over, and she's like, aye, mateys. And you're like, why are you fucking screaming at me? But every single employee in the place is screaming. So I am like, I don't fuck with that. I am not getting yelled at. I'm not paying money to get fucking yelled at. Jot that down. I love a themed experience, but like, I'm not going to fucking Dirty Dicks and getting yelled at and made fun of, you know? So
yes.
I'm getting screamed at by this woman in a pirate accent. And the most fucked up part is they call our party and they call another party and then seat us as a table of 8. Which is very Oga's Cantina, but I've never been sat with the rest of the party. So they seat us as a table of 8, and Theo goes, is it kind of fucked up? I don't want to be sitting with kids right now. And I was like, we're in one of 4 places in all of Magic Kingdom that serves alcohol. No, that's completely a reasonable request.
I was going to say, you didn't bring kids.
So the one kid is hands over ears, and she just looks up. She can't be any older than 12, and she goes, I'm really overstimulated right now. And I was like, maybe I like these people. I don't know.
They might be our people.
The dad's in a tank top, immediate jail, you know? So the mom is talking. I have my little fuck-ass camera out. I'm taking pictures, and she's like, is that a real camera? I'm like, it is. Like,
Lock
I
in.
tell her the whole story. So she does something, and out of her mouth comes a maze, and I go,
Oh, yeah?
hi. I say, because, you know, all the millennial cringe of it all, I go, are you also on your Project Hail Mary grind right now? She's like, we can't move on. And the husband goes, did you read the book? Yes, I read the book. The wife hasn't read the book yet. And he goes, you know what I got into after that? And in my head, I know exactly what he's going to say. And he goes, have you read Dungeon Crawler, Carl? I'm part of their family now. My party
Passes
is a
are
party
linked.
of 3. I'm part of a party of 5. We are so in it. We're from Michigan. They were so sweet. They went on their once in a lifetime trip 2 years ago, and now they're annual pass holders. Like, those are my people. So yeah, we're talking about books. We're talking about all this stuff. We're talking about the drinks. We're talking about the gimmicks. He's like, where's your favorite place to watch the fireworks? I'm filling him in. Like, I just had the best time with these people. And he's like, I cannot move on. And the best, this is where it all comes full circle. I was like, did you read or listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl? Because he's just finishing book 3, and he's like, well, I'm listening. I was like, no audiobook shame here, King. I'm listening to him too.
Your match.
He's like, it's just so time consuming to sit down. I was like, you don't got to tell me. Like, reading should be accessible for everyone. So
Hell yeah.
I met strangers that are, I almost was like, I have a book podcast, but I was not. I wasn't
that's
lit
what
yet.
you need to do.
Also, the drink I got there was a rum hibiscus prosecco situation, and it was life-changing.
Ooh, mama.
Anyway, stop yelling at me, pirate bitch.
Well, I was going to say, this can be sidebar. We got your waiter at the Three Bridges, and we were very low energy because we had cooked in the sun, and like he was like ah! And we were not on the level, and my mom was trying. She's like, I've heard so many things about you, and then he goes on a fucking monologue about. He's like, when I was in New York once, I had a woman tell me that, and it was like this whole thing, and I was sitting there, I was like, don't piss me off. And then we're like, okay, we need to get the Sangria Towers. We were locked in, but then we saw a picture for the special drink, and the specialty drink was like fucking fire on the tongue. It sounded good. And we were like, let's do a picture because we'll all want it. That picture came out and it was blasphemous. I looked at my mom and I was like, that is ridiculous. They put ice in our glasses and then they filled the pitcher up to the brim. It was like an orange juice pitcher, the skinny size, for $44 too. So mind you. And he goes to pour this. We should have, because he started pouring it and he's like, I don't know if we're going to get 5 glasses out of this. And I was like,
bullshit.
Pitcher. There should be 8 glasses in a pitcher. And that's where I stand. That fucking pitcher at Olive Garden, 8 glasses in that joint.
Gray, anyways. I know where you live.
The tacos were excellent.
Can I tell you the very specific thing that I asked Gray that really freaked him out?
Yeah.
If you were a domino, which one would you be? Like, what would your numbers be on each end?
He had enough of you.
Oh, no, because he answered 6 and 4, which was also my answer, and I screamed, and then we freaked out.
Yes, he was an angel. We were just not on the same wavelength. If we got to him the night before, like we had initially planned, it would have been probably
he's a
way
kooky
better.
little boy.
Oh, he's kooksicle. He was like, you guys are tired. We're like, you have no idea. I was cooking.
Gray, anyways, you don't even get it.
You don't even get it. Next on the TBR, I have next Nowhere Girl by Carla Ciccone. I just got it in today, so I will be reading that. The cover got me. It's a good cover. Didn't read the description. Pulled a Johnna, so.
Doesn't matter.
I also have Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Geisinger. This is a suggestion from my mom.
So it's porn. Sorry, Whitney.
Porn. No, she could not stop talking about it on the trip, and I just got the hold-in, so that's on my docket. My next read will likely be Real by Kennedy Ryan. I had it set to read this month. I probably will read it in this next week, so it will fall within the month. But I'll talk about it if it's a big deal. I love me some Kennedy Ryan. I think she writes her ass down. And then the last book I have is actually a little special. We're both going to read it. We just collaborated. We were like, we want in. So Late Bloomer by Mazey Eddings. Mazey is a featured author at the book fair at Bel Air event that we will be attending.
Which means we get to meet her.
Meeting her. I know. I'm very,
That's crazy.
very exciting. Yes. So very excited to read that. Sapphic, fuck me up. You know how I feel about Sapphic stories.
Yeah.
It's already up here for me. And I think the art on this fucking eats. I love this like comic book style that's starting to get popular in some of these romance books and kind of bumping out the featureless people. You know, like the featureless people on the front of romance books that are just like shapes.
Yes.
Give me detail. Give me art. I want to see like real art. So I love this. Big fan. I'm super excited to read this and also meet her.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been on my TBR for a long time. I don't know much about it because I'm not a description girly. But when I saw that the author of this book was going to be at Book Fair at Bel Air, I thought to myself, I have to read this book because we have to talk about it. And she really specializes in representation of neurodivergent women and queer women, which is everything to us. And we love to hear it. So this is so on our TBR and we are so excited about it. And we're so excited to meet her.
You want to know the tea? I was looking up before this, like, you know, their author description. And first off, she's a cat mom, 2 cats. Incredible. Yes, I will be asking about the cats. And also, she's a dentist. Little known fact.
Ooh.
Women can.
Women in STEM.
What are you reading this next month, Diva?
Coming up in this next month, I have The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. This will be my first Freida McFadden. I am excited to read it because I like the movie more than I should. Next on my TBR is 200 Monas by Jan Saenz. This is the book club book for May, which is exciting. We are turning 2. We are having a book rebinding class and then meeting about this book. And someone messaged the Discord yesterday and said that they finished it in one night because they loved it so much. So I'm very excited to read this. This only came into my sphere because you recommended it.
The cover went crazy and so it was on one of those Barnes and Noble shelves with like the short little
they got our asses.
staff pick. And it was like for chaotic women, this one's for you. And I was like, well, if I'm not anything but chaotic. So yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
For us.
And then I obviously have a million other things on my TBR, but the one that I deeply hope to get through is the 3rd Dungeon Crawler Carl book, the Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook by Matt Dinniman. I did start this, like I dipped my little toe in, but I gotta lock in because Gabe's leaving me done and dusted with these books. And
keep plowing.
The next book comes out next month. So I'm like, well, he reads 12 books a year to my 100. So yes, he is plowing through. If these were the only books I was reading, I would have also plowed through.
Yes. Well, yes.
I'm a busy gal.
It's a good lineup. I feel like this next month is that like ramp up to summer. Like I'm outside. I'm fucking doing shit. I'm on the move. Get me. I'm always listening to something.
Y'all aren't ready to see me tan.
I remember the summer you showed me your watch band. Did you get one? She's very obsessed with this. She's one of these people.
Proud of me.
She does. One summer you were darker than me, and then like looking under your watch and seeing what color you were was shocking to say the least. I got a good base on. I made sure I got a good base.
Hitting this, like I was like, I didn't get any sun. I saw this. I was like, ooh, good for me.
Yeah.
I'm one of those biddies that was built to be tan. I'm Italian AF, regardless of my name or my actual heritage. I'm very Italian. I am legitimately 27% Italian.
Are you?
And everyone's like, but you're so fair-skinned. And I'm like, My hair is fake blonde. I am supposed to be a brown-haired bitch. I am not fair-skinned. I just survived a central New York winter.
Yeah.
Let me be tan.
Just
Yes.
vitamin D deficient. We all are. I feel like I'm still vitamin D deficient.
Same.
Test me.
Now that's been taken away from me.
We'll have to go back.
Where are you in your reading goal for the year?
I think I have 29 out of 75. I think by the end of the month I'll be at 30, which feels right along. I think Fable projects me at October being my finishing date, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really thinking about it too much this year. Where are you?
No, vibes only. I'm at 45 out of 75.
Woo!
But again, I am still being very intentional about what I'm reading. I'm only reading things that speak to me, and I'm DNFing shit I don't want to be a part of anymore. And
Good for
that
you.
was the point. That was the point
Yes.
in doing less books. Last year it was 100. This year it was 75. And that is why I did it. However, I'm still reading with more intention than I did last year.
Hell yeah.
And there are also things that are on my holds list that I keep renewing that I don't actually want to read, so I haven't read them. I'm being more
Let 'em go.
selective.
Yeah, I feel you. If I get something in, I don't
Bye-bye.
feel bound by it. I feel like sometimes with Libby, I feel bound by it. And I'm like, listen, just give it up to the next person, especially if there's a wait, take it because I will make my way back to it if it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're sticking true to our book resolutions. I don't know what we end up calling it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
ugh,
And
it stinks.
I think that being said, currently on the TBR for the pod is absolutely nothing because we have
Bye.
interviews and things coming up. So if
Busy.
you want to send us books, please do.
Yeah.
If not, we're going to come up with something crazy.
Yeah, I had it on the docket to actually talk to you about that, and I was like, I have nothing to bring to the table other than there's so many books out there. There's so many
I
good
know.
things, and like we're at this beautiful part of this journey where we're like, what kind of direction are we going in? And we've been
What's
truly picking
next?
with our whole hearts, with like very little like this will be
Even though we
great for the
picked the
pod.
same book 3 times somehow.
And somehow we're catching our and I have so many books on the mind to like discuss in this format, and I'm like, that's the same book. So we might be just like in this little kooky girl genre that I'm okay with. I
It's
don't
what we
know.
love.
It is.
Honestly, the next book that came into my mind is a kooky girl book. And I
What
was
is
like,
it?
maybe if you're seeing this, it's meant for you.
If you're seeing this, it's meant for you. I don't think
I
I've
don't
read
know
it.
why that just spoke to me in a way that I was like, we should cover that. But that
Okay.
just like blew up in my brain.
Yeah, I also feel like book club has informed a lot of it. We've had some crazy good discussions about some books that we're in love with, and like those stick with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to talk about it even more. So I have like Julie Chan is always comes to mind because that was such a hit, and I feel like the
Yeah.
content is very us. So yeah,
If you hate us reading weird girl books, you have to tell us.
you have
But
to
I
let
know
us
that's why
know.
you're here, baby.
Yes, be true to it. But yeah, I feel like there's also so many too. Like I see some that come around and I'm like, maybe the description isn't hitting, but the book would hit. So I'm always open to
You read the
suggestions.
description?
And I know your ass isn't even reading it. So yeah, I feel like we're just in like that sweet spot and it's good to know like what's fun to hear. And now we have 3 under our belt. So let us know.
Please. Yeah,
All
we
right.
want to dive into something else.
Okay. Let's dive into book news.
Are you ready for book news?
Did you
Wait,
like that?
speaking of jobs, I know that I'd be really good at like a 1940s person taking the hello operator and like setting the cord in
Oh
cord to
yeah.
cord. I'd eat.
Okay. First on the docket, our beloved TJ Klune, The House of the Cerulean Sea is getting an animated adaptation, as it deserves. I cannot wait to see little Chauncey in his little outfit. Can you
Right?
read this?
I did read this. TJ
Okay.
Klune's not quite for me because it sits too cozy. I need
Yeah. A little
strife.
YA.
I need boobies. I need something, you know?
I need strife. I need tits. A real woman.
You
A
know,
real woman needs.
so yes, I like the heart behind his books, but I feel like they drag because there's not enough struggle.
Yeah, they're very
As
they
a
lean YA.
fellow struggler. They
I
do
mean,
feel very YA, but
but
I
the struggle
love
is
that they're
there.
queer. I love the found family, but it's soft struggle.
What do you mean being ostracized by the state and being sent into a home with all the other freaks?
Me and my freaks.
It's
I
watered
never
down.
feel like anyone's in peril, you know?
That's
Like it's gonna
intentional.
work out.
It's
Yeah,
gonna work out.
100% it's intentional. And that like that's kind of why it's not for me. But at the same time, I like this book. I liked did you read Under the Whispering Door?
Mm-hmm.
I liked
That was a banger.
I like them. I don't love them because again, I need tension, I need stress, I need something that probably says a lot about me, my brain, my psyche, and the therapy I need. But yes, they drag for me
Mm-hmm.
because they're so cozy. Even the big problems don't feel like big problems.
Right.
Again, intentional. I'm not
want
missing
this.
the point.
No, and right. It's just preference. I really hope we get Steven Universe vibes from this. I don't know if you're a Steven Universe girly. I've dabbled a little bit, but I know people go far and wide and
The
deep
kids
for
be
love.
knowing.
Right.
I live with
Those are
children.
your kids. That's very your kids. Like
Yeah.
so I think the animation on it goes crazy, and I think the way the brains worked in the background really did good for that sometimes very heavy subject content to be handled in like a children's TV show. So
So
praying.
is this going to be for children, do you think?
I don't know. We don't have all that information in here, so we can infer. I would say
Okay.
yes, but animated adaptation doesn't really mean. I mean, I was an Adult Swim girl growing up as a kid.
Right.
Like,
You
can do
know why I
crazy
was
shit.
watching Metalocalypse. Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, Robot Chicken every night. But yeah, I don't know. I have high hopes for it. I mean, I will watch it, I promise you, because I have a
Right. I guess in my brain, I'm
deep love.
thinking like what other animated series are targeted to adults? And in my head comes South Park, Family Guy, American Dad, and things like that. And this is not that tone at all. So I'm very curious, like, who's picking this up? Where's it going to be? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I also think the bookish element to it is a big piece. It's beloved by a lot of adults, but like let me look before I speak. It just sits
It
as
doesn't say who's
fantasy.
picking it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely sits. Oh, Warner Brothers grabbed it.
Whoa. Okay, so we might be in good hands then.
And I think that's HBO.
Ooh, I don't even know anymore nowadays. Then I have really high hopes. That should be a production then. And I think the thing is, it doesn't, in the storyline, it leans very YA in nature, but it is listed fantasy fiction, romance, LGBT, queer, like
Right.
it's got YA in there, but it is not a YA book, I would say. It really leans more. So yeah, I don't know. It's
Ooh.
just really cozy. What's up?
From other information from TJ's Instagram stories, the writing will not be done by TJ, but he says it's in very good hands and will be done by queer writers. Second bullet point, no queerness erasure. Third bullet point, Chauncey will knock your socks off.
Yeah, he will. Chauncey's my fave.
Hey. Chauncey, my most beloved bellhop. He deserves everything.
He does.
Okay, cool.
I saw a Chauncey plushie in a Barnes & Noble resale when I was in Florida, and I had gotten Drew anything. I try to get Drew like a little something every trip, just something cute. Whenever I think of them, I try to pick something else for them. And that Chauncey was sitting on a shelf, and it brought a tear to my eye. We love Chauncey in this household. So yeah, I have high hopes for it. I have high hopes with all that information. What else?
The next thing we have is that a showrunner has been picked for Lights Out, and it's the same person that produced Why Women Kill, which I have not watched. However, it has really good reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and the tone of it seems like a little kooky, a little fun, which is very Lights Out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd just like to see that this is getting billed, because we used to live here, got optioned and pulled, but we've heard nothing about it. And The Wedding People, we got that article in 2024 and nothing's happening about it. So to see that Lights Out is finally getting some traction and there are
Mhm.
actual people is really exciting. I wanted to ask you if you have anyone in mind to play either Allie or Josh. Please no, I don't, because that's not how my brain works.
I do, because that's how my brain works. I imagine, what's his name? Think. I'm not good with the names. I think Josh Hutcherson, by the way, would go crazy. Now seeing him like real life, he did. Oh my God, am I showing my age?
Is that who you're actually thinking of?
Wait, yes, for Josh. Okay, but have you seen him in
That
stuff recently?
dough-faced boy?
No, have you seen him in stuff recently?
You're not going to sell me.
Oh, my mouse got stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in Josh Hutcherson land. Let me pull up who I was thinking of, though. Not, what's his name? No, he's a hot nerd, though.
Not hot like that. You're not thinking of Josh Hutcherson.
Hutcherson. I think Jacob Elordi could eat. Not gonna lie.
I don't need to see him with a fucking sleeve tattoo.
I know he's been doing a lot, but like I feel like he would bring up like toxic Nate Jacobs vibes without like Nate Jacobs, but just like that energy. First season of Euphoria. Yeah. Yes.
I know this is not our Josh.
No, he's so like he was on the Broski Report with Brittany Broski recently, and
looking like this.
He looked ridiculous because he was wearing a little outfit. But he looked scrumdiddlyumptious. That just might be my bias. And then for what's her face? It could be any what's her face? It could be really any white bitch. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see what the fan cast say.
Connor Story. Don't. Bitch,
don't fucking do that.
Bitch,
I would have
do
a heart
not.
attack. I could not handle that.
And I know in my heart. So, other suggested actors include Josh Hutcherson. Hutcherson. Be a flea.
Oh my God.
I have a speech impediment. Don't make fun of me.
Ooh, Emmy Rossum would be a good pick. She's like serious and she's got that like crazy girl energy. Just because she was in Shameless, to be quite honest.
I need you to know that I almost
Ashley
just held this up for you to smell it. Because it smells like pine salt.
I smell it from all the way over here.
Who's
I guess I haven't
ringing
thought about it.
Tall, Dark, and Handsome these days?
No, but he's a nerd, Johnna. He's got that like fucking nerd.
But
like,
he's fucking hot. He is tattooed, he is ripped, and he is posting fucking Instagram thirst traps. And all that's important.
I agree, but like Josh Hutcherson could also pull that off, I think.
I'm not going to tell you your opinion's wrong. Josh keeps coming up.
I'm going to be honest. I'm onto something, but...
Whoa. I just saw an Evan Peters, and I'm not mad about that.
I haven't seen his ass in a minute. Bring him round. He gives me... I love him. When he plays a little tortured soul, I love... Yeah. Yeah. Raw. Yeah, Evan Peters can do anything he needs to do. Hopefully he's not problematic because we're having a moment right now and I'll stand by it.
Oh, he's not. He's the abused. It's Emma Roberts that's the abuser.
Oh, shit. That was you know that was the heyday. Oh, he's looking great right now. What is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing? Who's that girl who's got that face? Oh, she's in everything. She's got that beautiful face. She played the young Sue in Substance. Oh my god.
Oh,
Um,
Jack Antonoff's wife.
yes.
Yeah,
Of course you would know her that
I'm in.
way. She plays hot bitch.
Margaret
Qualley.
Qualley.
Qualley. She's hot. She could play a good alley. Yes. Anyways, we need to move on.
You know who isn't tall enough but would eat? Because I personally think he's hot. The guy that plays Billy in Stranger Things. Because that's a wig.
Wig.
Wig!
Yeah, he's not tall enough. He gives short king, but huge penis energy. And
Dacre Montgomery.
Dacre. That's a crazy name.
He's like Australian. He is Australian.
Oh, he's like Australian.
You let me know.
He looks a little crazy there. He
Damn.
looks very Peaky Blinders. That guy. He cannot play Josh, but he's hot. What's his name?
We've lost the fuck.
We're just talking about hot people.
Anyway, that's who we think is hot. Moving on.
I need you to hold on. I need you to understand that I was looking at Cillian Murphy. I was thinking about Cillian Murphy the whole time.
I knew you were thinking of Cillian Murphy. And I didn't want to say the one that was just in the Taylor Swift music video because that's shameful.
I'm losing my mind. Oh, because everyone would think it's Tom Hardy. Surprise. No, I'm talking about Cillian Murphy. I got a thing for him.
Tom Hardy do be hot AF, though.
Tom Hardy is also very hot. This could be a new segment.
Can I get one of them big boys to pick me up and throw me?
Please? 2 preferred. Thank you. Oh my god.
My boyfriend has a boyfriend. Okay, move on.
All right. We gotta move on. What else?
BookCon.
I'm giggling. BookCon. Okay. I guess here's my thing. We're new to the book world, and BookCon is obviously a huge event, well attended. It looked incredibly overwhelming, if I'm going to be honest. Here's the thing. All of the influencers will paint a picture because they're there influencing, and that's like the whole gig, and I'm 100% in. But a lot of them are very truthful too, and like their experiences have not been great.
Weren't good.
Yeah, waiting in line. Like we're Disney people. We understand needing to wait in a line and like understanding
that crowd to get in full cattle herding chaos.
Stress.
It was so disorganized from the outside. We obviously weren't there. We were in sunny Central Florida. It looked so chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And all these influencers are posting about, was it the Kensington book arc thing, how they wouldn't let people line up, but everyone just congregated, which then made absolute chaos. And no one could wait out all these things that were happening because there was no plan for how many people would be there, even though they sold tickets. They knew how many people would be there. They have to know the demand.
And I loosely remember there being issues beforehand with like ticketing and overestimating or underestimating. Like it was a whole thing. So, I mean, the people that had fun had fun. I really do love talking with authors. It's really stressful for me though. Like I've been to a con, I've been to like PsychCon, and it's very much so like waiting in lines and like doing the things like, yes, there's like speakers, and that's what I really enjoyed, like going, listening to people speak. And I gotta be honest, that's where I'd spend a lot of my time. But bitches were waiting in line for author signings the whole time. And I get it. Like I'd wait a while to meet Rachel Reed. Like I would do the most for people that I wanted to see.
Right.
But it was the girls in every line. I was like, did you enjoy yourself? Because there's like,
but I want to be in the line for the talk between Jacob Tierney and Rachel Reed.
Right. And like, obviously, I'm sure there are people that did their days differently. But like, I mean, I was thinking about us. I was like, oh, we should do this next year, like trying to think about strategizing. And I'm like, that planning has to be fucking crazy. It just seemed like everyone was fighting for their lives.
Yes. And if we plan based on this year, what happens next year is not going to be the same.
Right.
I do have to speak of our favorite, which is Harley LaRue posted today and said, I don't know. It just really feels like my dream signing would be a situation where you leave like a book and a snack out by a rock in the woods, and then you come back the next morning and there's a bite out of the snack and your book's signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
We
that
know
sounds more
Harley.
desirable for me too.
Honestly.
This seemed like a very stressful event. I know they have a lot of kinks to work out, but at the same time, this isn't the first year.
Yeah. And it's huge. Like, you know where you're at.
Massive.
You know the publishers, the amount, like,
Mhm.
the one thing I heard that was incredibly positive was that Indie Alley was a lot of fun, that there were a lot of great books there. People had a really great experience. It felt like more of like a convention and something to like, you like got goodies and you got to like really engage with authors. And it's like, I feel like, especially with indie authors, they're very passionate about their work. And not to say that signed folks aren't, it's just more so I think you have to
Right.
really stand 10 toes down.
You have that hustle mentality.
Exactly. And I think that passion really drives the experience. And I think that's why a lot of people were having a great time in Indie Alley. So, something I would definitely be interested in visiting. And again, the trinkets and treasures at that event, I would be fucking bankrupt. It would be a problem. I'd need to come with a budget. Like,
I saw
th-
one of those things that was like, how much are you going to spend today? And this girl said, I'd like to keep it under $500, which is crazy. Is someone who bought trinkets and spent a shit ton of money last weekend. But she spent like
happy hour.
$1,400.
Because books are expensive. So you have that
Start
level.
saving now, baby.
Right. Like, books are expensive, but then you have like the trinkets and you have, the small businesses. And we got afternoon fucking cocktails and turned it out at some of these shops. So I could not be trusted in a small convention center with that much access.
I think
to
I spent
bullshit.
$60 on stickers in one store. Stickers.
Valid. I'm running out
I
of
don't regret it.
surfaces.
Wait till
Hell yeah.
y'all see the rat shirt.
The rat
Remind me to
shirt.
wear that. I can't
The
wear it next week
scream.
when we record and do an interview, but
You
remind
should.
me the time after that.
Yeah.
No, because that's Project Hail Mary. I'll wear it eventually.
It'll happen. Okay. Yeah. Any other big feelings
Next.
about BookCon? We don't have a ton of context.
I'd love
but it
to
looks a mess.
go, but that feels really stressful.
I'm overwhelmed. And it was like 2 days of like pure chaos. And you know us, we need like a 3-day, or like it cannot feel so rushed. 2 days is not enough time.
Yeah.
The
And I
influencers are
did
just now
see someone
posting.
posted that they didn't have enough space to host what they were hosting.
That happens a lot.
They had like half of the floor of whatever the convention center was. They said they needed more. I guess I'd be very curious to see where it's going to be next year. And like, I'm not going to not want to go. So like,
Yeah. Real.
Next up,
Yeah.
Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman is in development at Peacock. The driving force behind this is Seth MacFarlane, which scares me.
Terrifying, but
because
sure.
I don't trust a man making Family Guy and American Dad. But this is something, I know you haven't read it yet, that is going to lend so well to an on-screen adaptation. I'm glad it's getting a series, not a movie, because there is so much. It's so dense. There's so many books. I hope they see this through and see it through right. It seems like, again, an indie author that believed in themselves, Matt Dinniman. I really hope that he has a heavy hand in this and makes it happen. I don't believe in Seth MacFarlane as a person. But I'm praying.
Yeah. I'll be on the
lookout. What else you got?
We have Jacob Tierney, who has confirmed that season 2 of Heated Rivalry will feature parts of Role Model, which will be very interesting. I can imagine, for context, if you've read the Game Changer series, you understand like the flow of things.
If you haven't, log off.
Log off and get in there immediately.
But read them.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about this. I think I'm good with, I think people are very like interested in making sure like everyone's story is being told, which I'm super in, but
yeah,
I'm in Shane and Aaliyah land. So keep me in there and whatever you need to drive that, because you do see a lot of role models seep into long game. So
Yes,
I'm
they
fine with it.
are intertwined. They take place at the same time, but also
Yep.
with both these taking place, we get Ryan Price and Fabian. We get so much overlap from the other books,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so excited. So I read Heated Rivalry, and then I read The Long Game.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back through and reading Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, Tough Guy, Common Goal, reading them through in order, I was like, oh my God, I met this person. Here's the context for them. So I really
Mm-hmm.
feel like these little pieces are going to be little Easter eggs for the fans. Like, it's us seeing Orange Meal. No one needs to
Yes.
know who Ryan Price and Fabian are if they just show up at the gig and we're fiddling away on stage. However,
Cannot wait to hear that music.
the real Heated Rivalry heads will know. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Right.
Apple TV is casting for The Husbands by Holly Gramazio, and they have cast as the wife of the husbands, Juno Temple, which is so important to me. This is such a softball of an Apple TV cast, but at the same time, there is no one I trust. But you read this, right?
Mm-hmm. I love this.
Aaliyah and I read this, loved it. The premise of this book is every time this woman sends her husband up to the attic, a new man comes out, and she gets to live all these dimensions of this life that she could have led had she made all these choices. I think Juno is the perfect person for this. Do you have any context for who she is? She plays Keely in Ted Lasso. For those that don't know, she's this incredible dynamic character who is fun and silly and serious and an actress, but also really intelligent, and she's queer and like all. This is a perfect casting. I'm so excited about this.
I'm excited too. I don't know a lot about Ted Lasso, but I think this book, I remember listening to it on like my work drives and really just cruising through it and feeling like, again, this book I want to see on TV screen because how fun. It was very fun. It was very loose too, which I think bode well
Right,
for a lot of these book to TV
right.
adaptations. So, and it's
Yeah,
Apple
this book
TV,
was.
so they do
It's gonna
good
be good.
kooky stuff. Yeah, they do like
Right.
it gives Severance like multi-dimensional vibes. Like I trust them to like do a good job with it. Sorry, I'm doing this. I'm
No,
tapping.
it's okay.
Lymphatic release.
Would you like to read our next in news?
Sure. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. The third book in the series is coming out in November, which is a crazy turnaround time from the second book, Brimstone.
Yeah. Did you read
Uh,
Brimstone? I haven't gotten in.
no, and I can't believe I just pulled that out of my head. I was like, what's the
I'm
title
really
of that
proud of
book?
you.
Brimstone. Yeah. We
At
have a
this
friend who's
point,
very
I'm
into it.
waiting till the fall and I'll go Quicksilver, Brimstone. I'm going to knock out the whole trilogy, like, because I'm not going to reread Quicksilver right now to get into Brimstone to wait till November.
Right.
I know you feel me.
Yep. Same
Me,
way.
me to you.
I'm the same way.
Last but not least, in news, I cannot stop seeing content about this. I had no context for it until it popped up into my sphere. Anne Hathaway, Queen of Queens, is
Oh,
adapting a book called Yesteryear, which is
yes.
about a trad wife influencer who's suddenly forced to live the harsh reality of the life she always wished for. I
Mm,
love that this is optioned. This feels so good, so dystopian. She gets sent back in time to live this life. I
yes.
love Anne. I'm really excited about this. I can't stop seeing stuff about it. I put a hold on this book
Oh,
immediately
10
after seeing that
years.
this was happening.
I've had it for a couple of weeks. Like I've had the hold on it for a couple of weeks. It's going to take forever. I'm going to have to get it in some capacity.
That's my Spotify listening hours.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited for it too.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
might be a good
So,
pod book. Might be a good pod book.
ooh,
Ooh,
is there anything else we have for the people, my friend?
I don't think
Besides,
so.
Aaliyah has to go cook dinner.
Yeah, it's late. We'll see if I do. Yeah, no, I think this was a good reading month, and there's a lot on the
It really
horizon.
was.
And I'm very excited for May because I don't have like as many things to do. So like lots of reading time and like enjoying the outdoors. I have my garden I'm
Mhm.
starting. So
What are
hands
you
are
growing?
veggies and stuff. We made raised beds
Okay.
and I did my little seedlings. I
Ooh.
got a cute little greenhouse. That should have been my obsession. I from the Aldi yesterday, I got a cute little pop-up greenhouse for my seedlings because they've been going through it. It's been that we've had frost a couple of times here in Maryland, and it's very abnormal from what I understand. Like usually we're on the other side of spring by now, which I'm
When I
starting to
came
feel.
down there in February, we literally had to park at a snowbank.
Yeah. So that was strange. The weather has been very weathery here. So it's new for me, but I'm very excited I can start seedlings this early. I have cucumbers going already. I have a lot of herbs.
Yay.
And I actually picked up a free packet of wildflowers that are native to the area. So I'm going to do those too, just to have a cute little moment. I
Oh,
don't know.
I'm so excited.
I'm
I
doing
can't wait to get my
chaotic
dahlias
gardening.
in the ground. Oh, that's all I do. I only plant seeds that I can sprinkle and then brush into the dirt. I'm not planting seed by seed. That's not who I am. And then I plant bulbs and I roll dice.
Yeah, it's fun. So far, so good. I have some stuff going.
Hell
Anything
yeah.
else for
That's
you?
super exciting. I am going to Banana Ball, so stay tuned.
We'll hear about
And
it.
when you hear from us next, we're going to be doing an interview. Our first
Guys.
ever, and we're so excited.
Yes, we are so hyped. Aaron and Sam just seem so wonderful, and I'm very excited to talk with them about their book. We are in it right now, reading and just enjoying it. So yeah, it's gonna be a great conversation. Baby's first interviews, Diva's first interviews. We'll see you at the library.